So, reiterating, biblically and historically, babies and children, super important. So what about now? What do you think in this country? You think it's the same?
Sadly, no.
Seems like not nearly as much. So delved into some statistics, looked at a 2018 study from the CDC, and it shows that the birth rate fell for nearly every group of women of reproductive age in the United States in 2017, reflecting a sharp drop that saw the fewest newborns since 1987. The general fertility rate sank to a record low of 60.2 births per 1,000 women of childbearing age. And that's a 3% drop from 2016, the year before.
It's not just the U.S., it's everywhere.
It's everywhere. It's everywhere.
UK, Western Europe,
Yep.
Japan, you name it. Birth rates are plummeting.
And the results put the U.S. further away from a viable replacement rate, which is the standard for a generation being able to replicate its numbers. Women between the ages of 40 and 44 were the only age group to see a higher birth rate in 2017, up 2% from 2016. And indeed, more and more women are choosing to delay marriage and children, which is one of the reasons for that rise in that 40 to 44 age group. But according to the U.S. Census Bureau, the average age for a woman's first marriage is now over 27, and it's the highest it's been since the agency began keeping track. A 2018 poll from Morning Consult and the New York Times found that most Americans planned to have fewer children than their parents did. Almost a quarter of those respondents without kids said they didn't want any, and another 34% still weren't sure. What are some of the factors that might be contributing to these changing trends?
Finances.
Economic concerns is the number one. It is.
Selfishness.
Right.
Yes.
All about me. Our young people are
Yeah.
focused on self.
And what about that, parents? What does parenting do to selfishness?
Yeah.
Exactly. I don't think we're going to talk about that. I don't think there's any bigger lesson for us. I think it's one of the reasons children were part of the plan.
I think another reason is just the way the world is right now, too.
Yes.
People don't want to bring a child into this world the way it is.
Exactly. Not just economics. It's a traumatic place.
Lori,
Yes.
repeat some of the answers because it's rain. It's a little hard to hear.
Oh, sorry. Yes. So we said economic concerns. There's just selfishness. There's a general all about me, and kids are not all about me. It's all about them. And just a lot of people don't want to bring a child into this world, not just for economic reasons. It's a traumatic, ugly place and getting uglier. Yes, Wendell.
There was a comment made that childbearing has something to do with that it affects selfishness. I have not observed that. I think people can become more selfish as they have children, and less selfish. It depends on what you're allowing yourself to be influenced by.
Yes.
Some of I work in a children's environment, and I see some of the selfish parents,
Yeah.
the epitome.
Sadly, it's true.
I want to submit another reason.
Yes.
Is the masculinization of women and the feminization of men.
There's no doubt.
When you have two groups that are supposed to attract and complement one another, and they both become like one another, then the normal dynamics of called the sexual marketplace are disrupted, and not disrupted for the better. Both men and women are choosing not to get married. Both men and women are choosing not to have children because they don't find as many of the opposite sex attractive. This is a problem that doesn't like to get talked about at all.
Well, then two, the increase of the LGBT community. You start thinking about Satan's intention when he is promoting this to the point. What would this do to society? Of course, some of them do adopt and that kind of thing, but or have surrogates and whatever. But it's a very, very self-centered relationship, very destructive, and that definitely does have an effect on population, reproduction.
And when states get involved, like our dear friends of the North in Canada, you can have a situation where five individuals can have full parental rights. You can have a homosexual couple, a surrogate, and the sperm donor and egg donor, all having equal parental rights because the state's involved.
As individuals choose education or whatever, lifestyle, whatever, and they delay onset of child rearing, there's a natural decrease in fertility.
That's right.
My next bullet point, increasing rates of infertility, both male and female, and we're going to talk a little bit more about that in Sunday's lesson, both from increasing age as well as genetic entropy and some of our environmental factors and lifestyle factors. We're not doing anything really to help increase fertility and health and well-being of our offspring, sadly. So why do we think that children were part of God's original plan, God's original family plan? Was there a purpose for the establishment of the human family?